Howdy y'all, it's Russell back with Gwinnett Lawns in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Today is June the 27th, 2020. It is Saturday and I am going to do a lawnmower shootout for you. We want to ask the question, which of these two Honda push mowers are more powerful? On this side we've got the Honda HRX217. I've had this for about 3 years. This is the one with the neck sight deck. It's extremely light, it's got great power, and it's got the hour meter broke on it, but it's got well over 200 hours. Over here we've got the Honda HRC216. This mower has 13.7 hours on it. Now there's a couple videos out there on YouTube comparing these two mowers, but nobody is comparing them in thick, tough Southern Bermuda grass. I've seen a couple videos, the guys have tested them in fescue, some other grasses, and that's fine. But we want to ask the question, which of these two mowers is more powerful? Now, my personal preference from using both of these mowers, I like the 217 because it's light. The 216 is extremely heavy, and I mean it feels like it's twice as heavy as this mower. I know it's not. Both of them do a phenomenal job cutting. The reason that I have these and the reason that I keep these on our service truck is because when it rains, they cut just as good when the grass is wet as it does when it's dry. I always excuse me, I always use them in mulching mode. We don't bag Bermuda around here. And what I'm going to do is, the last 10 days I have been absolutely covered up with doing work for clients. So I'm going to show you what my backyard looks like. And this is quite embarrassing, but I normally keep my Bermuda at 2 inches. And this is, well, it's probably a good near 5 inches tall. And I just absolutely had to cut it today because it's going to rain probably, there goes the Dobie. It's going to rain here probably in the next day or so, and it's just even going to get worse. The temperatures are near 90 degrees, so this stuff grows. This is only about, it's not even a week's worth of growth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each mower, I'm going to do a pass down, and then I'm going to do a pass on one side, and then a pass on the other side. And we'll start with a 217. And we want to see, what I'm going to, and the way I'm going to do this test is, we want to see if I can just run this wide open, full blast, and see how many times it actually will stall. Okay, we want to test that. And I'm going to take my mic off and leave it here near the camera, because if I get too far away, it's going to cut the sound off and the video will be goofy. But let me resituate that, and then we'll start the test with the HRX217 first. All right, so we stalled out a couple times with the 217. Now let's see what the commercial mower will do. This engine has less horsepower, but I believe it has more torque. Alright, so just so we don't have any bias, there are some thicker places in the yard. I'm going to duplicate the test again. Alright, here we go with the 217 again. Alright, let's try the 216 again. What do you guys think? Just as far as using the two mowers side by side, the 216, the commercial Honda, definitely has more torque. This thing will lug really far down, and I was keeping the throttle or the speed wide open. So I'm getting ready to do the test again, and I'm going to see if I can cut this side with the 216 without stalling at all. I may have to manipulate the speed a little bit, but yeah, I would say, first of all, this grass is super tall, so that's part of the problem. But the other problem is that you know, I should have never let it get like this, but you know, what can you do? Anyway, let's see if I can get this entire section cut without stalling this at all, and I'm going to try both sides with each mower. Alright, I am sufficiently refreshed with some water. It's almost 90 degrees out, my kind of weather. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take the HRX217 and we're going to do this section. I'm going to attempt to do the whole section without stalling by manipulating the drive speed. Go! All right, so let's get to the bottom line. Which mower do I think is the most powerful? The HRC216 or the HRX217, and I will have to say, without a doubt, it's the HRC216. Now, which mower do I prefer to use myself? I prefer to use the HRX217. Two reasons. Number one, it's very light, and number two, with both of these handles all the way up, this one's just a more natural feel. It's higher, and this, like I said, the mower is super light. Now, in an ideal world, I would like to have this engine on that mower. Please, Honda. So, both of these are fantastic mowers. All right, so as you probably could see when I was cutting this side with the HRX, I had to keep stopping and lifting it up and stopping. I had to go much slower. It just doesn't have the same torque. It's a bigger engine. I believe this is a 190 cc and that's 160 cc for the commercial. It's kind of weird, but it's definitely, the HRC definitely has more torque. I don't know how much more, but it's enough to where all I have to do is just go a little bit slower on the mower and it powers right through it. So I don't normally ever have to, I don't normally wait this long to cut my yard. I always cut it at least every probably 5 days, and the HRX does perfect. I can go as fast as I want to go without any issues, but I've been very busy, haven't been able to do it. So that is my assessment. Both mowers, you can't go wrong with either of them, but if you're going to be super lazy, or you don't have time to cut your Bermuda grass very often, then maybe you should go with the HRC because it is more powerful. So with that being said, guys, thank you very much. I'm going to blow, actually it's starting to rain. I'm going to blow the yard off and give you one final look of how it looks without all the clippings everywhere. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and I will see you on the next video. All right, so I was able to blow the yard off, but where are you going, dude? But the storm a-cometh, and it was a good one too. So anyway, it's already starting to green back up. This will be almost as green as it was that you guys saw in the video in about 2 days. We get these really heavy thunderstorms, kind of like Florida, and that combined with some high heat and some sunshine, and this stuff will be, I'll have to cut it again in probably about 3 days. But anyway, so that's what it's like without the clippings dispersed, and that's it. Thank you. Whoa, see that lightning?